This is the People Before Politics show, broadcast every Sunday at 6 p.m. Hosts Damon K. Jones and A.J. Woodson bring you the news that impacts our community. Join us for unfiltered, unapologetic coverage of the stories that matter most. Black Westchester Magazine presents the People Before Politics show, the news with the Black point of view.
Never before have I touched on this subject the way that I'm going to right now.
Sports commentator Stephen A. Smith is making headlines today, not for sports analysis, but for a powerful commentary on political diversity within the Black community. Known for his frank commentary, tackled the complex relationship between Black conservatives and their community, highlighting what he calls a dangerous political monopoly.
We've seen a level of vitriol emanating from Black conservatives to a point where people who are not conservative vilified them because of it. I was never down with that.
Speaking as a registered independent, Smith addressed the frequent criticism faced by Black conservatives who often face accusations of being sellouts simply for their political beliefs.
I'm a registered independent who primarily votes Democrat. There have been several occasions I've been tempted to vote Republican, to vote conservative. Hell, some of the times I regretted I didn't. And who knows what the future holds with me with some of the nonsense that I saw from the left, particularly leading up to this election with woke and cancer culture and all of that stuff.
His main concern? The overwhelming alignment with one political party might be limiting the Black community's political leverage. According to Smith, this creates a scenario where neither major party feels compelled to fully address their concerns.
And then we wonder why Black people in this country are the one disenfranchised community that exists in this country. You know why? Because we don't demand that you flatter us. Let me explain my position even further. If you go to buy a house, do you buy it without looking at it, walking through it, probing and investigating before you decide to make that investment? Do you do something like that with a car as well? Don't you do it with clothes? Don't you do it with any purchase that you get? But when it comes to politics, no such thing. So in other words, the vast majority of Black Americans in this country, particularly since 1964, have basically said, the right, you know what? You ain't worth a damn. We don't like you. We don't trust you. So guess what? We ain't giving you our vote. We can't come together for shit under most circumstances. But suddenly with politics, 85, 90%, etc., oh, we gonna roll with the left.
Smith pointed to historical examples of conservative contributions to civil rights advancements, arguing that progress often requires cooperation across party lines.
Conservatives did play a role in some good things that happened in our society. The left and Democrats have been hypocritical in certain respects. So if we're gonna call balls and strikes, call balls and strikes. But we didn't do that. And we never do that when it comes to Black conservatives. And don't use this as an opportunity to say, Stephen A., oh, he's a conservative. Well, damn it, I'm not yet, but I might be one day, because I don't like the shit I've been seeing.
But perhaps his most striking observation was about political strategy. Smith compared the current situation to a one-sided business deal. When support is guaranteed, there's little incentive for either party to compete for votes.
So what you've done is, you've disenfranchised yourself. Why? Because the left know they have your vote and you're not going anywhere, and boom, you don't have to cater to African American needs. And on the right, you're like, we ain't getting their vote anyway, so let's pay attention to the constituent that's gonna put us in office. Either way you slice it, this one gives you little representation because they're taking you for granted. This one gives you little representation and no representation because they know they don't have your support anyway.
His solution? A call for more strategic voting and respectful dialogue across political divides. Smith emphasized that political diversity shouldn't divide the community, but rather strengthen its collective bargaining power.
You're the Jewish community. An abundance of white folks in the United States of America. Somehow, some way, everybody successfully goes about the business of making sure they tell you, show us you're worthy of our vote before we give it to you. And as a result, you have to cater to them. We don't do that. We don't do that. And that's where we made a mistake.
The sports commentator's remarks have sparked widespread discussion on social media, with both supporters and critics weighing in on his perspective. So what do you think? Is he right?
We've been having this conversation forever. And I don't know. I don't know any other. I don't know the other languages to explain it any other way. So
He said, "Yeah." Let me tell you, man. I've been having conversations with people. I've been having a lot of conversations with people, basically about dealing with how do we leverage political power in the Black community, and because and I just put up a piece discussing, after listening to the Stephen A. Smith video, I put up a piece discussing Black conservatism and understanding the history of the Black political struggle from the 1800s all the way up, right? And how we switched to the switched to the Democratic Party because of the New Deal, and then the Republicans drove the majority of Black people away with the Southern strategy. But before then, we were Republicans, and we have to re-examine where we need to be. Because most Blacks are conservatives to heart. Finances, family, education, home ownership. Most Blacks are conservative. They have conservative values, but we stick to the Democratic Party. And we literally get nothing for our vote. Democratic run cities, Black communities are in shambles. And we're going to get into that more in dealing with the DOJ report. So what do we do?
yeah, and talking about history, and I knew this from school, but I saw it in the play Hamilton. George Washington, in his farewell address, warned people that political parties, may seek to obstruct the execution of the laws created by the government or prevent the branches of government from exercising the powers provided to them by the Constitution. He warned back, our first president warned about the dangers of political parties. And now we have this major duopoly of the two party that are running things, Democrats and Republicans. And it really doesn't matter if we have a Republican president or a Democrat president. The Black community does not get much better. The Black community, we might get some things. We do get some things. We get certain things that they do. But for the overall, the quality of life in the Black communities don't get better. So it doesn't make a difference sometimes whether he's a Democratic president or a Republican president. We have to stop our loyalty to just openly. I mean, we kept saying this for 10 years. Openly giving your vote to a party that takes you for granted. So, as Stephen A. Smith said, knowing that you're going to vote, most Democrats are going to vote, most black people are going to vote Democrat regardless. There's no, there's nothing to inspire them to encourage them to do anything for us because they know they got your vote regardless. They don't have to earn it. They have to earn every other group of people's votes, but black people. And I mean,
Right.
I'm not saying nothing new. Stephen A. Smith didn't make this up. He's not the first one to say it. You know what I'm saying? We've been saying this for 10 years. I mean, basically, we have to get our house in order. Stop worrying about these political parties. Black people, we need to get our political house in order.
Right. Right. Well, I mean, the only way we get, but we don't even have an agenda, right?
Well,
We
we've had
don't
that conversation over and over too. So
exactly. Black people don't even have a political agenda. And the sad thing about it is a lot of the guys that get a lot of followers and get a lot of likes, they still don't have a foundation into those people. Dr. Claude Anderson, Dr. Amos Wilson, who wrote the blueprint of Black Power, Dr. Claude Anderson, Powernomics. They don't even have the foundation with that. They just running their goddamn mouths.
and you can ask them, half of them didn't even read it.
No, they don't even know what the fuck it is. See, and we still, when I went to the event with Chris Lattimore, with a lot of these young black influencers, none of them understood the political power of political action committees, of PACs. They just think we're just gonna gather and get people to vote for somebody, you know. And one of the most impressive things that came out, black people raised money, but it wasn't compared to the money that was raised, it really wasn't no money. They're like, yeah, man, we raised $50 million. Okay.
Yeah. Yo, when we went to the Black Caucus, KRS spoke to all the state elected officials and broke it down on what they need to be doing and the black agenda and all. He broke it down like they all clapped and yo, and he was talking about the condition of black communities, and I seen people and mayors of certain cities clapping, and I'm like, do you know he's talking about you?
No,
Like
they
like
don't.
like you're clapping, and you don't really. And some of those state officials, when he was saying certain things, they were clapping. I said, do you know he's talking about you?
No, they don't, dude. They don't know. They live in their own. They live in their own fantasy.
So
See, it's a fantasy world.
inviting him up to speak was was symbolism without substance. I mean, like, and then y'all hung out when he performed and you know yelled and screamed and all that, but y'all didn't hear what he said. What was the purpose of bringing him to the Black Caucus and having him speak?
To say they did. Just to say they did.
And Chris did a good job. You know, sometimes he goes there and sometimes he goes off on a tangent, but he understood the assignment and understood who the audience was, and he delivered a great message. And yeah, like I said, there was a whole bunch of applauding and yeah, you right, yeah, Kara, yeah, and that was 2 years ago we went right, and
Yeah,
and, and y'all, yeah, and y'all ain't get it. this January will be 2 years, right? January, February. Yo,
Yeah.
and ain't nothing changed. Ain't nothing changed. Y'all didn't hear him.
That's why we have to. That's why we have to have another type of political party, because, and I'm going to get into it a little more later, but it's just not racism. There's a level of black on black racism. There's a level of black on black classism.
I live in Mount Vernon, which is a black run city. And just like you see on the national levels of the Democrats and the Republicans fighting and not getting anything done, in Mount Vernon, you can't blame the Republicans. You can't blame the white boogeyman. It is black Democrats politically trying to politically decapitate other black Democrats. Not
Yeah.
even just in City Hall. I see it in the library election. I see it in the school board election. Black Democrats trying to take other black Democrats out. We're not even working together. Being the one of the only black run cities on the Eastern Seaboard, we should be the city, the model city, to showing everybody else how it should be done. We can't even get a CCRB. We get one, and we'll talk about that later. We'll get one, but then it's not funded. So we have one on paper that doesn't.
You don't have to fund it. See,
No,
that's
no. My point is, though, we voted for it, but it's not implemented. So it doesn't exist.
All right, and we're gonna get into that.
This holiday season, give the gift of health at unbeatable prices. Vita Health Nutrition's Black Friday sale is here. Stock up on premium vitamins and supplements for up to 25% off. That's right, 25% off all products. From immune support to peak performance, we've got you covered. Premium multivitamins, advanced protein formulas, essential omega-3s, and much more. We never compromise on quality. Every product is made in FDA-registered facilities, third-party lab tested, GMP certified, 100% manufactured in the USA. Don't miss out. Black Friday deals start now. All products are 25% off using code VITA25, your trusted partner in wellness. Shop now at vitahealthnutrition.us. Wait a minute. For our Black Westchester family, you get an extra 20% off. With code BW20, that's 45% off for your health and wellness. Vita Health Nutrition and Black Westchester Magazine are committed to the health and wellness of our communities. Don't miss out on this special deal for the holiday season. That's a total of 45% off for our Black Westchester family. Take advantage of this deal while it lasts. Black Westchester Magazine's People Before Politics show every Sunday at 6 p.m. It's the news with the Black point of view.